Do you happen to know of a good, trustworthy, honest person who is hardworking, but for whatever reason, they just don't seem to make enough money? If the answer to that question is yes, and even if that person is you, then perhaps this is likely to be the most powerful message you've heard since the last video I made. If you are trustworthy and hardworking, but don't make enough money, then the following message should be of interest to you. Think of it like this: wherever there's a problem, there's an opportunity to make money. Problems need solutions. Whoever has that problem is highly likely to be willing to pay good money for help with finding a solution to that problem. Perhaps you could be the solution to that problem. And here's what I mean. You may already be as busy as hell. You may already have a full-time job and a hell of a lot of responsibilities on your plate. However, you're not making enough money. So clearly something needs to give. You may have some spare time in the evenings or at the weekends, but you can't think of anything that you can commit yourself to full-time in order to take a second job just to boost your monthly income. So how about looking at it slightly differently? How about looking for problems which exist everywhere, and you probably won't have to look very far to find them. And likewise, you can identify yourself as the solution. And once you've done that, you position yourself as the solution to the person with the problem. For example, a family with a mum and a dad who are both working full-time with children often find they struggle to cover all the things that need to get done for the house and the kids themselves, because they both have very demanding jobs. They both earn relatively good money and they're probably on a tight budget too. However, if you present yourself in the right way and you address a problem that they're currently having, and this could be anything, it could be household chores, it could be childcare, it could be tutoring, it could be house maintenance, it could be the gardening, knife sharpening, onion cutting, garlic peeling, children's hairdressing, bookkeeping, accounting, tax returns, writing a letter, IT problems, issues with their phone, whatever it is. If it's something that is light work for you or light work for someone that you know, even better. They might not even know they had the problem until you've presented yourself as the solution to the problem, that they would be more than willing and grateful for you offering your services to help. And often it's the people you know who are more likely to trust you and likely to hire you to fulfill that service, to solve that problem for them. However, it's very important for you to phrase it in terms of you being a solution to a problem that you've identified that they have. So, for example, you might get into a conversation with a working mum or a working dad and say, well, listen, how are the kids doing? How are they doing at school? And then through that conversation, they may say, yeah, the kids are great, blah, blah, blah. And then you could ask the question, perhaps, are the kids currently struggling with any particular subject in school that I may be able to help with? What's their handwriting like? What's their arithmetic like? Do they know their times tables? Are they struggling with their homework? What was their last report from school like? When you get into that conversation and the parent feeds back to you that, yes, you know what, my son or my daughter is having problems with their arithmetic, or they are struggling with their homework, or their handwriting does need a bit of improvement, you can then, that gives you an opportunity to say, oh, right, well, did you know this might be of interest to you? My cousin was having a similar problem and my auntie asked me to help out. I helped out, and as a result, my cousin's results or my cousin's performance dramatically improved as a result of my help, and my auntie was kind enough to offer me a financial reward. I wonder, would you be interested if I was to come over one evening and work with your son or daughter with regards to helping them improve with this particular area? Now, I'm just using this as an example. This conversation can be used with regards to anything. It could be the garden's overgrown. Perhaps the child needs their hair braided or styled for a special occasion. So you don't necessarily need to be an academic genius to help people solve problems. You could have physical skills. So for example, you notice that their guttering needs clearing, or their windows need cleaning at the top because they can't physically reach it themselves. You offer to find them somebody who can do it for them at a very good price, who can do a very good service. And then behind the scenes, you come to an arrangement with that person that's going to do the job. And if you're not greedy, if you can offer a great service at a very affordable price, that works like magic. Because when people receive good value, the likelihood is they're going to tell somebody else. And that's where the magic is. Because what you will find is once you've rendered good service at an affordable, reasonable price for somebody, a good service at a good price, that person is guaranteed to tell somebody else. And you know what happens when that happens. The strong likelihood is that person will get back to you to ask for your contact details because somebody else wants your services too. If you render a good service, and that's key, that means you're on time, you're reliable, and you provide a quality service. In this way, you create a reputation for yourself, and that reputation will pay dividend, meaning it will come back 2, 3, 4, 5 times fold, without you having to expend any upfront costs. All you're doing is framing a conversation to position yourself as the solution to somebody's problem. If you do that as many times as possible within your social network, your family and friends, it doesn't have to be on a begging tip. There's no sense of loss of pride or loss of face. All you're trying to do is position yourself as a solution to a problem. You're not begging for money. You're not asking for favors. All you're doing is identifying a problem and positioning yourself as the solution to the problem. And in most cases, people will bite your arm off for it. They just didn't think to ask you. They didn't know they had the problem. And they'll be grateful for your initiative. Initiative is priceless. However, it's important that you're clear about what it is you can offer. And once you get the opportunity, you have to deliver. And what's more important, offer a good service for a reasonable price. You have to exceed people's expectations for a price they cannot afford to refuse. That is how a good, hard-working person generates more income for themselves without any upfront cost. The opportunities are endless. I hope you received this in the spirit that it was intended, and I genuinely hope that you find it useful. And if you don't know, my name's Godfrey Francis, and I just like to help as many people as possible.